Hey, Cubs fans, Danny Rocket here over in Rose Hill Cemetery. The Cubs are down in Texas tonight. Got Ben Brown on the mound going out against Kumar Rocker. And I'm excited for Ben. You know, he's had a good year thus far out of the pen, and he was supposed to be a starter. It never really worked out for him. But I'm glad he's getting a second chance at it. Unfortunately, it's because of necessity, because everybody is dead, unfortunately, on the Cubs starting staff. Well, not everybody, but just a lot of guys. That's not why I came on here to talk to you. Well, kind of partly is because, I mean, sure, can they promote from within, maybe make something happen here with Ben Brown? Maybe Ben Brown takes the ball tonight and just runs with it. 7 strong innings. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I believe in this kid. I think he works hard. He's got some really nasty stuff when it dives down and in. The guys think it's a strike and they swing at it like they're on a Bugs Bunny cartoon. I enjoy that out of Ben Brown's performance, but sometimes it doesn't last the whole game. A couple innings, you can do it. That's always been the issue. But they're going to need somebody to take multiple innings to be able to go far into games, to be able to, well, to be a starter, a full-fledged, good old-fashioned, pencil him in every fifth day starter. And there were rumors today that I saw online about Freddie Peralta possibly being a target. Now, this makes sense because the Mets off to a real slow start. A slow start they could probably make up because they do have Juan Soto on their team, and they have a lot of pretty good players that are just underperforming and not winning. And they have one good player in particular that happens to pitch. His name is Freddie Peralta. We know him well. He was a Milwaukee Brewer. And I don't know what it's going to take to pry now to be a rental because Freddie Peralta, I think, his contract does end after this year. So you're looking at just like, but this is when you need him. This is when you need Freddie Peralta, but you're going to have to give up something for it. Sure, you got highly rated prospects in the minors that people wouldn't be too sad to give up because they haven't seen him yet. And then eventually if the guy becomes a big star, I think his name is Pedro Ramirez. People are saying his name, bandying his name about, but I think it'd be more important. And although I do think that Matt Shaw is a valuable member of the Cubs as a utility man, and he's pretty much done everything that you want him to do except for going to a Klan rally called the TPUSA America Fest and speaking, I don't know, before or after Roger Stone and embarrassing himself as a freaking dorky youth pastor of Christian nationalism garbage. Before he did that, that doesn't affect his baseball abilities, and he's good at baseball, and he's been able to play the left field, although he doesn't look particularly comfortable. When Dansby or Nico have gone down, there was Matt Shaw willing to play second base when Bregman needed a day off his feet. There was Matt Shaw playing third base, and it was not such a step down as we've seen in the past. Like it's either him or Nicky Lopez, right? Or back in the day when he was still on the team, Scott Kingery. And that just ain't going to cut it. We've been seeing this for a long time, the ever-revolving third baseman. Christopher Morel was over there, did not look good. Maybe even ruined his hitting because they made him do something like play third base, which he wasn't good at. But you see Matt Shaw, and he does a great job. Now, the Mets, they're going to be looking for a haul. Here's the problem with Matt Shaw. He isn't good at bats on this team. He is being treated basically like Michael Conforto is being treated, which is a veteran off the bench, and Matt Shaw is not a veteran off the bench. Then Matt Shaw actually, although I do not like his white Christian nationalism, I do think he's a good ball player, and you got to trade something good to get something good. Now, is Matt Shaw for Freddie Peralta a good trade? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Matt Shaw's a first-round pick. But Freddie Peralta, you only got for 4 months. But there's a history there with Craig Counsell and Freddie Peralta. It's on the Brewers for a long time. So I can see it happening for that reason alone. And the fact that the Cubs do have a squad that is winning a lot of games. They're the best team in the major leagues right now, despite the pitching injuries. But you got to look ahead to all this stuff and know that it's certainly not going to be enough. You're asking everybody in there right now. I'm talking about your Colin Rays, your Javier Assads, your Ben Browns to do things that they are probably suited better to do other things. But now you have, that's your rotation now, right? Because you got Shota Imanaga. Maybe Steele comes back. He had that setback. Hodgeoff, what's his name? Cade Horton out for your Hodgeoff too, by the way, but he's not a starter. But Cade Horton out for the year. And then you got a veteran like Tyone who's going to go out there, but he could anchor your staff, but he's anchoring it from the middle, right? He's not anchoring it from the front of it. Freddie Peralta really, he pushes that number one. He takes that number one spot and he runs with it. Now imagine Steele comes back. You got Steele, Peralta, Imanaga, Tyone, and then everybody else. I mean, Matthew Boyd, that's the other one that, he's been hurt, came back, got hurt again, and now it's going to be another 6 weeks. So you've got to get somebody up here. There's only so much you could do. And right now the Cubs play a bunch of games in a row, a whole bunch of them. I don't know when their next off day is. They actually might be off Monday, now that I think about it. But they're gone for a long time. I'm not going to look that up right now. It is what it is. But they are going to. The season just keeps rolling. Every fifth day, you got to throw somebody out there, try to win a ball game, put them on the mound. And right now, they just don't have that guy. They've got guys that can kind of do it, but then you lose that guy from the other place. So now Ben Brown's not available out of the bullpen. So now what? They've gone through Charlie Barnes and saw Hollowell yesterday. We saw that new guy. They just got Jesse Tyler Ferguson, which I'm glad to see he's doing something different than Modern Family. That show, I never really enjoyed it. I went to school with that kid, by the way. I'll tell you some stories about it in person. Or you can listen to last night's Son Ranto show where I told the stories there. But it's, listen to Son Ranto anyway. It's a fun show. Had Billy DeVore on to abuse him about his Reds fandom. It did not go well for him this week. But we need more. We need starting pitching. And unfortunately, that means you're going to have to part with something good. I don't think Kevin Alcantara gets it done. If the Cubs aren't really as so high on him, then why would any other team be? So you're going to have to give to get. We did that deal with them. And here's the other reason I think we could line up with the Mets, because we did that deal for PCA with them. So this is how these guys work, Like, hey, remember when we gave you a first-round pick and we got Javier Baez for that little rental? Well, how about this? Peralta's even more valuable than the Baez rental. So why don't you give us a first-round pick that's already Major League ready? How about that? We'll call it an even swap. Maybe they, throw in a lottery ticket on top of it and you get that deal done, because Freddie Peralta in a Cubs uniform changes things. Now, I'm kind of surprised the Mets would give up so fast. I really am. Because the first person that even suggested the fact that we could get pitching help from the Mets was Britt from the Fanarchy app. He's the one that designed this awesome app. It's a baseball-only app that you can, it's also iPhone-only. So if you have an iPhone, download Fanarchy and follow your favorite team, which is, if you follow me, it's probably the Cubs. But, so I was talking to him. He was like, well, I don't know. I think why don't you contact David Stearns? I'm like, really? It's, early May. You guys going to give up in New York that fast? He goes, I don't know. He's like, and if you think about it, this is a Mets team that makes drastic moves. Possibly, that's the best thing to do. You blow that shit up right now, and you look around the league and you just pluck out the best Major League ready prospects that you think are going to be here, either right now like Matt Shaw or the next couple of years like, somebody else in the Cubs system like an Alcantara or that Pedro Ramirez or whatever that guy's name is. Go get somebody like that. I don't know. Like, they could go multiple ways with it, but Cubs aren't the only team looking for pitching, so you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay. Pitching will always cost you, and in this case, it would cost you prospects, which is a shame why the Cubs did not go. And they knew Steele was already out. They already knew that, but they just counted on that. They counted on everything else going right. And Cabrera. I left Cabrera out of the equation as well. But yeah, add Peralta to that. And now you got yourself a really great staff. You need a top 3, top 4 going into the playoffs. And the Cubs are a playoff team.